Hey, right.
All right, Shalom. Well, first and foremost, we want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well, lead our nations, and taught us this truth. And peace and salutations to the hopeful elect brothers out there that strive for salvation during these electrifying times. A few sisters that's tuning in, we say Shalom, continue to tune in. What you see on the screen right there is you see a Jake, and he's bowing down to a woman. This woman appears to be an Edomite woman of another nation, and of course he done got her impregnated, which the seed that's he sowed within her is an Israelite seed, and he basically mingled his seed amongst the heathen. And we're not trying to say that you can't be with a woman of another nation. It's the fact that what happens with Israelite men when they get with these other nations, it becomes the downfall of that man, because she will put her spirit on him. And today's society, you have a war going on between the alpha male and the beta male. And I'm sorry to say it, but the beta males are winning.
No, I would just say there's more of them. I would say there's more of them that look like they're winning, but there's more of them.
They're winning, bro. The reason why I say they're winning because that's what's pushed in society. A man gotta have his library voice on. You can't speak like a man. You can't talk like a man. You can't act and like your actions can't portray what a real man is. Like if a man can't speak and talk like a man, he's raising his voice, or he's vulgar, or he's aggressive. You know, this is the vibration that's been pushed out there in society, and the weaklings are pushing it. I'm talking directly about the so-called white man, Esau, Edom. You're the one that's pushing that vibration out there. You know, you're the one that's making the man soft and effeminate. And then that begins the beginning of idol worship, worshiping other nations. Why? Because our people are starting to mix with these other nations' women, and our women are getting with these other nations, and they're putting forth their beliefs, their religion, their spiritual beliefs, their way of raising the children upon our people. See, when you were on the law, the scriptures talks about, you know, when Moses gave a law, the Most High made sure to tell Moses to say, do this throughout your generations. If you do this, you shall not fall. You shall never fail. These are the things we're supposed to live by. And our people have been subject to, you know, from the history, have been subject to falling, you know, mixing with the other nations.
Compromised. Our seed line has been compromised. And it's not about the seed that's being compromised. The seed is still pure.
Yeah,
it's about the statutes and laws and commandments that have been saturated by mingling with the other belief systems.
Right.
Because we got with somebody of another nation.
And that was going on in the history, and it still goes on to this day.
Can I get this one in Genesis? Then I get to your script?
Yeah, we can start with that.
All right, Genesis chapter 6, verse 1, it says, "And it came to pass, when men began to multiply on the face of the earth, and daughters were born unto them," men were multiplied, but the daughters have to be given to a man. That's what determines the seed line, okay? That's important to this, okay? It says, "And the sons of the Most High," because back then there were three classes of men, the sons of the Most High, the sons of men, and the sons of the wicked. Okay, the sons of the Most High were always, basically, I said this way: the children, the children of Israel.
They went on to become the chosen line.
It was the original chosen line of the sons of the Most High, which that's why we still have the name Yasharallah. He is the Son of God, or he is the Son of the Power. Right. So
and then the sons of men are still the other nation, and the sons of the wicked are still the sons of the wicked, the Edomites.
Yep. The same one that the serpent came from. Okay, that was the line that the serpent came from. Hey, and just to be quick about it, there was everybody was dark skinned back then,
right?
Except the one that had the mark of Cain at that point.
Well, Cain went on to get that mark.
That's what I'm saying. He was born a dark skinned man.
Right.
I'm gonna keep going real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
It says, the sons of the Most High saw that the daughters of men, that they were fair, and they took them wives, and all which they chose. They saw the other nations were beautiful. So, yeah, they would look good. So they was like, all right, we'll just go on and do that. thinking it's okay that we putting seed into these women, but we're still multiplying the sons of the Most High because man carries the seed.
Right.
But they didn't realize, but,
right.
You know what I said? Go ahead.
No, you got it.
No, I said, but they realized that they were, they did what they didn't realize is that they will start to take a liking to the other gods.
Right.
Okay. It says, and the Most High was pissed. It's going to pretty much cut to the point. It says, and the Lord Yahweh said, my spirit shall not always strive with men, with man, for that he also is flesh, yet his days shall be numbered 120 years.
Right. So the Most High started to reduce our lifespan.
Yep.
Because he didn't like that. Like the brother said, he was pissed at that.
Yep.
So we drastically, because he did was it Methuselah was the oldest living, like 969. Yeah. So that's a big time reduction of lifespan. You know, that's like if you were taking it to today's terms, of the average Israelite lives to be in what 60s. 70s.
In today's time,
they start to dropping off, and that's why the midlife crisis they're becoming lower and lower and lower. Mm-hmm. So now, man, Jake, our people are dying off in the 60s and 70s.
In your strength, you only make it to 80.
Right, and then so if you took that type of reduction, that means, man, that's like reducing you from making to the 70s to maybe 80 to now you're dropping off in your 20s. Might not even make it to that because that's a whole 700, 800 year gap from 900 something down to 100 something.
Yep.
So that's a big time reduction when it comes to the lifespan.
But because we basically tied it back in because we had a denser DNA, so to speak. Okay, I'm not being scientific. I'm just trying to illustrate the point. We had a different genetic makeup. That God gene was part of it. Okay, that they're trying to erase the Maxine Waters, but we had a different DNA that it was meant when we kept connecting it. It keeps it pure. And even these white supremacists know that. Okay, these other racist nations, they know the men carry the seed, but they also know if they can keep it pure, they will. Okay, pure to their people.
Well, that's why they want to.
And I just want to make
annihilate
a quick point. That's what I was going to say. And I just want to add this point to it, was to say, and it weakens the lifespan and the pureness of our people. Okay, the skin tone lightens up. Okay, is one thing which makes you more toward leprous than the natural rich dark skin that the sons of the Most High were before they start mingling. Okay, so it's basically, but the point of it is that the God gene, man, that you guys are now worshiping these other gods.
And then also you have Esau today is trying to he wants to take melanin out of you Jakes.
Yep.
And he's giving these Edomites, he's giving them melanin shots.
Yep.
and they want and that goes along with him wanting his birthright back.
Yep.
He wants his birthright back. He wants an entitlement of who he is back because he has that mark on him.
Yep.
And that mark ain't went nowhere. And it's not going to go nowhere. You can eject yourself with whatever you want to eject yourself. It's not going to stop your punishment.
Right. But we're not concerned about the
right
look.
Back.
But that was the part of the whole spirituality of what the Most High was looking at with our people. Our strict or pure seed line was being diluted. Okay, particularly it became a major issue because the God worship, we start worshiping the other beliefs because this was after the split. This was before the split.
The thing is, though, you could take it back to the history, and you can still connect it to society today.
Perfect.
It still goes in the situation today. Why? Because our people are idol worshiping. They're worshiping other gods, and the primary reason why they're doing that is because we discontinued from our heritage. We lost it. If the Most High didn't have the remnant, then we would be going for I don't know how much longer without knowing who we are. But the Most High has allowed us to wake up and see that our people are worshiping all these other gods, and they're worshiping these other nations' gods. These aren't our gods. Mm-hmm. And you get with them. Matter of fact, let's get into this. Let's finish that one.
Yeah, let me wrap this up.
Then we got to go to the other scriptures.
We got it. It says, But it's the history that we're showing.
Right,
Still,
we're showing the history.
There's no new thing under the sun, right?
Right. It's still connected to today.
Yep. So it says, verse 4, it says, there were giants in the earth in those days, and so after that, the sons of the Most High came in unto the daughters of men, and they bare children to them. The same became mighty men, which were of old, men of renown.
Right.
Okay.
Which that was the line, the chosen line, the children of the Most High, bearing seed unto these other nations' women, made those men renowned. Which means they were more advanced and better men than it would be if she would have been with a man of her own nation, like another man of the children of men.
Versus a man of the Most High.
Yeah, right.
It says, verse 5, it says, and the Most High saw that the wickedness of man was great in the earth, and that every imagination of the thoughts of his heart was only evil continually.
Right. Because why? Because when you get with these other nations and they are worshiping, we talking about if a man, talking about a Israelite man, let's take it to today. You get with a woman from these other nations, they're already influenced by another nation's God, whether it's Christianity, whether it's Islam, whether it's Judaism, whatever it is that you get with, if they not, because we linking this into today, the worshiping the Most High is those of us that are in the truth. So when a brother gets with a woman that's not in the truth, he has to stand strong in that relationship of what he believes in this truth, and not let her waver him, not let her aside him. Because matter of fact, if we can get Sirach, go to Sirach 23:19 real quick, bro.
Okay, I got you. Sirach 23. Get it right quick. Sirach 23 and verse 9. Ooh, that's 19. 23 and 19, it says, Sirach 23 and 19, such a man only feareth the eyes of men. That's the one, right?
Go ahead. Yeah.
And knoweth not that the eyes of the Most High, Yahweh, are 10,000 times brighter than the sun, beholding all the ways of men, and considering the most secret parts.
Right. So you got a guy that coming that's following the truth. You ain't gonna be able to secretly be into the shit that she's into. Like for instance,
you're not the first to think of that one.
Like you might slide like she cause she gonna bug you.
Yeah.
I am my family.
Let's just go to church.
Christmas dinner.
Christmas dinner is or get God.
Or
Valentine's Day.
Yeah, any of these holidays that they gonna try to get on you to follow, you can't secretly be doing that because the Most High sees that. And that's you worshiping another God. When you, you know what, I can go. You start making excuses like nah. You supposed to stand firm and tell her no. Look, speak for a minute, bro.
Yeah. So I'm gonna read this last verse back in Genesis, the 6th chapter, which says, and it repented Yahweh that he had made man on the earth, and it grieved him at his heart. Okay, and the Lord Yahweh said, I will destroy man whom I have created from the face of the earth, both man and beast, and the creeping thing that the fowls of the air, for it repented me that I have made them. And that was the first death. I just want to tie this in real quick. That was the first death. The thing that's coming in this time now was the second death. That's when he wiped everybody out with the Noah flood, and he's going to do a different reset of the world. Like instead of with water this time, he's going to do it with fire. Okay, that's the second death that's coming. Okay, you don't think there's something wrong with what men was doing back then to what they're doing now? It's the same thing all over again.
I got two quick.
Now you got them.
Two quick scriptures. Because when you're talking about like going back to the image of what you see right there in the picture of this man kissing it, that's a worshiping position.
Yep.
Like he worshiping her womb, he worshiping her belly, and he worshiping her as his so-called queen.
And I repeat, this is not about the color of anybody's skin. It's about the taking on of other nations, and how weak our people are when they take on the other nations, and we don't keep our own statute, laws, and commandments of Yahweh B'Ashem Yahushua. We take on theirs.
Yeah, holding fast to our customs, our heritage, our law, statutes, commandments as a people.
That's right.
So this is Sirach 19. I'm start at verse 2. Wine and women will make men of understanding to fall away.
That's beautiful.
And he that cleaveth to harlots will become impotent.
Yep. If you out there just trying to seek another nation of a woman just so you got something to pop, hey, we ain't in the time for that today. Okay, this ain't the time for that to be the focus. Okay, the focus is to keep your mind on Yahweh Shem Shah.
Hey, that's a spirit you said that, bro. The next scripture is Sirach 27 and 3. It says, unless a man hold himself diligently in the fear of the Lord, his house shall soon be overthrown. And who's that overthrowing? That woman, that wine. These are things that are having brothers in the faith slide off and fall off, and they you know, in the ditch. That's what the scriptures say. And then that's another thing. We as men are to hold brothers accountable and hold ourselves accountable for the watching of the brothers. Yeah. When you see a brother like this person, like you're a little off, he's slipping. That's the 99 going after the one that went astray. When the 99 go forward, you go get him. So you check on that brother. You say, hey brother, you good? You know, like I'm noticing everything through the spirit, bro. I kind of feel you all right. You just check on a brother, you know, and it might just mean, or you might just need to, you know, hey, we need to get with this brother.
So hang out.
And then just hang out with this brother, and then just because that'll break those spirit. That's why the apostle says it's not good to just be up under your woman so much, you know, because that vibration break forth spirits that you may not even know that's hanging on you. Absolutely. And you know, that's the thing. Because when our people, Israelites, our people, we do something, we do it to the max, man. We do it to the fullest.
Yeah, as long as it ain't the Most High. Right. In history, but now we're even at that point though. Like yeah, we can't. And then the kingdom of heaven was gonna be on point.
Right. But even now, like our people, like you know, they do everything for when a man gets with a woman, and whatever she wants, that's what she get. That's why Paul went into that in 1 Corinthians the 7th chapter.
And we see this. We're those that live here in the A, they know, they see it, they know what it is. Yeah, this isn't what we're used to seeing. But this bitch is exalted around here. Exactly. You know, for nothing. Just for who she was born in the earth. Okay? And we're not going to go into Isaiah 3 and all of that, but the point of the matter is following after these other nations also.
Right. So when you're in this faith, man,
even my point was, Salaki, bro. Right. My point was, because even the Israelite woman could turn you off from the Most High. Right. Okay, it's not even just them. So how much more the other nations that have a belief system?
So like we're tying it into the strange woman. The strange woman, like the seed is already mingled. Like we dealing with today's society. The seed is already mingled. Yep. And our people worshiping you born into it. We were born into a Christian. Our family was a Christian faith. You know, the men and women were born into that faith. And you're taught that faith, and as a child, we weren't calling on a true name. We wouldn't know nothing about the law, statutes, and commandments. They was never taught in our house. Nope. We didn't understand any of this to the Most High, like the scripture said in Revelation 14. You were redeemed from amongst men. Yep. The elect was redeemed from amongst men. Lord willing, we are the elect. Right. We were brought from the world into the faith, into the truth. And given the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, followed by giving us faith. That right there is a stepping stone to you worshiping the Most High in spirit and in truth. But everybody else, other people, they don't get that. You know what I'm saying? They still. So if you get with an Israelite woman, it don't even matter because what she was raised based upon what? The mixing with other nations and worshiping of their gods. Christianity, that's the so-called white man pushing that.
Right. I want to make a disclaimer, you know, so nobody gets simple right now. Okay, that's not telling you don't get with a woman. That's not what we're saying. We're saying if you do, because there's women out there that do try. It's just she can't get it. It ain't for her to understand. She may be a heathen or not, or just have a Gentile state of mind as an Israelite. But you don't worry about that. If she's not harming your walk in this faith, then roll with it.
Hey, that's why I mentioned 1 Corinthians 7 chapter.
But understand how we said that, right? make sure that she's not hindering your walk in the faith. Whether if she wants to do it too, hey, she might be a Jake. Okay, but let that happen. Right.
That's not the point. The point is to stay on point of your walk in this truth. And we're going into what our people suffer from now. See, Paul went into that in it was the 1 Corinthians the 7th chapter, if I'm not mistaken, that that you're gonna have trouble in the flesh. One of the troubles that there's many troubles you're gonna have. Mm-hmm. But he didn't say. He said, "I wish that you be as he is, and I deal with women." But if you're gonna burn, I'd rather you marry. And so if you're gonna deal with a woman, these are the things you're gonna deal with. But be as though you had no woman. Mm-hmm. Why? Because the fact remains that if you have a woman, a man that's married is gonna be more focused on how he's gonna please his wife. Right. Beautiful. A man that's not is
beautiful
gonna be how he's gonna please the Most High.
That's right. Beautiful summary.
And this goes into us. Matter of fact, let's go to Tobit. Are you done with that?
Yeah. Let's
go to Tobit.
I didn't get this in Amos, but yeah.
You have something? Bring it out.
Just real quick. Amos 9:9. For lo, I will command and will sift the house of Israel among all nations, like as corn is sifted in the sieve.
Because we're mixed amongst all the nations. Mm-hmm. Which means mixed amongst all the nations, our people are following them, their customs, their heritage. Someone else is running off with your own heritage, which is the so-called white man. Scriptures tell you that he will, take a man, even his heritage. And our people were worshiping these other gods of the other nations and getting further and further away from what the scriptures say, getting further and further away from worshiping their true power. And so the Most High is going to have to shift. He's going to shift, but not the least grain shall fall upon the earth. Did you read that part?
Yep.
That's talking about the elect. The elect was going to be shifted and saved.
Well, I didn't read that Salakia. Let me read that again. I will start at the top. It said, "For lo, I will command, and I will sift the house of Israel among all nations, like as corn is sifted in the sieve, yet shall not the least grain fall upon the earth."
Right. Yeah. Because the Most High is going to save the elect. The hopeful elect is not going to fall upon the earth, meaning you're not going to go by the ways of the world, and then you're going to be eventually saved from when the destruction comes to America, and then when Yahushua and the angels and the elect men are going to go across the four corners of the earth, bringing order, ushering in the kingdom of heaven. I mean, putting all these other leaders of the world leaders in subjection, taking the crown off their head, meaning taking them out of the power seat. Mm-hmm. So the elect is going to stand strong with Yahushua in those times. So go into Tobit.
Yeah, you want Tobit 4?
4, start at verse 12.
Yeah, Tobit 4:12. Beware of all whoredom, my son, and chiefly take a wife of the seed of thy fathers, and not take a strange woman to wife.
See, at this time, that was very important because our people knew where they were at that time. We're talking about how moving into being Hellenized. Hellen, and when our people are being taken on other nations' customs, it was better for Israelite man to be with an Israelite woman because they had the same upbringing to keep that, they keep the children pure. Yep. So the children won't be being raised corrupt, but we're going to go into that too.
Now there were some cases where great men that had been with other women, like the time I want to kind of just quick throw in there verbally was Moses. Mm-hmm. Moses had a wife of another nation, and that's why Joshua, what's her name?
You mean Aaron?
Aaron and Miriam. My fault. Misspoke. Aaron and Miriam, came at him like, "Hey, why are you with her?" Because that wasn't a custom that we really kept back then.
We were not supposed to,
right,
at that time. But the thing was, the Most High was with that.
Yeah, he with that certain situation,
that certain marriage right there, that certain union. Because why? Moses was a stable, strong man. Mm-hmm. She wasn't going to turn his heart aside.
Right.
That's the whole point. That's the whole point we're bringing these out for, because our women of the other nations were turning to men, and it's quite essentially, when a woman gets with a man, she's going to take on that vibration. So the women of our nation getting with the other men of the other nation, she's gone. She's going to go into his vibration. Mm-hmm. But the men getting with these other women began the beginning spiritual fornication because our men start to letting them influence the man and the children of their ways.
Yep. We keep reading, right?
Yeah, go ahead.
Tobit 4:12, it says, beware of all whoredom, my son, and chiefly take a wife.
It's not talking about whoredoms. It's not talking about a whoredom like a physical whore, like you get with a harlot. It's talking about spiritual fornication, which is worshiping another god.
That's right.
That's what that's a whoredom, meaning you're whoring, because the scriptures say that Israel has played the harlot. They have mixed with many nations. Matter of fact, go hold that, bro. Get Jeremiah 3.
Yeah, I was gonna bring that out. That's the spirit. I had that on the back burner, but now is the time to bring it. You right? Good time to bring it right now.
Because our people, as a whole, as a nation of Israel, that's the reason why we entered into the curses. Because we stopped worshiping our true power.
This one and Hosea go good, but this is the point.
Good.
Better.
Go ahead.
Jeremiah 3 and in 1 it says, they say, if a man put away his wife and she go from him and become another man's, shall he return unto her again? Jake would though.
Right.
Jake would though.
Because our people, man, the weakness of our people.
Yep.
You know, our people would have done. Matter of fact, keep reading.
And we're saying it's not about the weakness of our people, but how much of an influence of strength that we as Israelites in today's time should be showing.
Right.
Because the difference between us and the rest of the 2/3 of our nation.
Right. Go ahead.
Yeah, it says, shall not the land be greatly polluted?
That land is polluted.
Yep.
That land is polluted. When another man, if you have a woman, let's just take this in physical form. Mm-hmm. If you have a woman, and this is your woman, she belongs unto you. She's most high joined her unto you. She's yours. And you out working hard. You out, you're putting in 10 hours, 12 hours, or whatever. And then the neighbor next door been flirting with your woman every day, and to the point where his vibration starts to overcome her, and that low vibration that she's under and the frequency that she allows this man, next thing you know, they flirting. Next thing you know, it's only a matter of time before that man climbs on top of your mountain and plant his flag.
Yeah.
That land is polluted. That means she's conquered. She has been overtaken by another man.
By another man's spirit.
Polluted. Another man. She got his vibration on her.
Yep.
And you will see it. If you're dealing with a woman, you will see it.
Today's time, there'll be work families, work relationships that works in the workplace now.
Yep.
You got your people at home, and you go home. I mean, you go to work, and the manager, the assistant manager is like your work husband. You treat him like your husband at home.
Yeah. You give him more. The woman will give the man on the workplace more respect. She'll cut you off, talk over you, raise her voice at you.
That's the two spirit. That's that other vibration in your spirit wrestling in there.
Yep, that's the trouble in the flesh. Yep. That's part of the trouble in the flesh. But she get on the job, and if her supervisor or her manager or her superior at work, if she's talking and he starts talking, she stops. Mm-hmm. She's not gonna talk over him. He's not gonna get the treatment that you get at home. She's gonna hold him with the utmost respect. And she's going to stop talking, and she's going to, yes, sir. She's going to show humility unto him. Mm-hmm. While she's shamefaced unto him, and she's shameless unto you. Yep. Because she has more respect for him and the power that he holds in her life as her superior at work. Because he has the power to what? Write her up. He got the power to suspend, give her a verbal warning, then give her a written warning, and give her a suspension, then possibly termination. So she's gonna give him the respect that she should be giving you at home. Not saying that she ain't supposed to be not supposed to give him that respect, because that's the policy at work that she has to abide by.
This is all
it says
an
follow
analogy.
The law of the land, so and that's not allowing. That's not making her go off.
Right.
She has to follow, show respect unto the superior at work, but she's supposed to give you that, if not even more at home.
That supreme, difference. Not just a bump head engagement, man.
Right. Every
day I want to argue with him because I'm mad at what happened to me at work.
Yeah.
Or you either, against men.
In most cases, she might even be flirting with dudes.
But the point we're really making here is about how we did that as a people from the Most High.
Right, exactly.
We weren't giving all the love to these other nations, guys, but wasn't keeping solidarity to the Most High, who was a real power in the earth.
Right. Even to this day, our people what? They what's the scripture say? Roughly paraphrasing, why trimmest thou the ways to seek love?
Let me finish this right quick. Then, if you know what that one's at, I'll grab it though.
All right.
Or you want to go to something?
Finish that.
Let me wrap this up. Yeah, it says because it ties it into from the physical lovers into the connection between the Most High and Israel, right? Yeah. Verse 2. It says, no, it is verse 1. It's still verse 1
and go to verse 2.
Yeah, but it says, shall he return unto her again? Shall not that land be greatly polluted? But thou hast played the harlot with many lovers.
Talking about the nation of Israel.
Yep. Yet return unto me again, saith the Lord Yahweh.
Right. Which means he still had a remnant, and Yahweh Shai died on the cross for the whole nation to be adopted back to the Most High.
Yep.
Even after all the whoring our nation we has done as a nation unto the Most High. That's right. We worship every god that's been out there. Mm-hmm. There's not a god right now that's sitting. Let me explain that. They're not real gods, but there's not something that's portrayed as a god,
an idol.
An idol or anything that our people are not worshiping. Yep. Our people are worshiping every last one of them.
We even have atheists of Israel.
Yep.
There's you Negro, Latino, Native Americans that's actually atheists out there. Yep. So confused about what's going on. This devil has completely confused you if you don't even question you question if there's even a God.
Yep. And it's been so much of a smoke in the Most High's nose. Yep. That's why in Wisdom of Solomon,
where's that one?
I think it's the 14th chapter in the 8th verse, roughly paraphrasing, excuse me, it says that the Most High is he's going to destroy the person who created the idol and the idol because it was worshipped as if it was God.
Where was that at? Slucky.
You want to get it?
Yeah. Oh, I thought you wanted me to get it.
You can real quick. It's Wisdom of Solomon 14 and it starts at verse 8.
Yep. Wisdom of Solomon chapter 14:8. Get it for you. Yeah, right here it says, but that which is made with hands is cursed, as well as he that made it, because he made it, and it, because being corrupt, it was called a power or a god. Yep, that about an idol. People worshipped it. People gave it reverence. With all 100%, like in the curses it said, Israel didn't worship the Most High in all their body and all their spirit and all their soul. And so he wants 100% from you, just like you would want from your woman. Right. You want 100%. He want that. So that's supposed to be passed down. But you people are so caught up following after what God keeps you comfortable, or trying to, as the men, trim your way to seek love, as you just quoted, from your woman. Seeking, like you said in 1 Corinthians 7,
seeking
to please your wife versus please the Most High.
Right.
Okay? It said, even in I forgot where that said, it said, the 2 Timothy 2, but anyway, it says, people will be lovers of themselves more than the Most High.
Yeah. Yep.
And that's what our people been seeking for. Yep. You gotta be 100% in this for Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. I don't mean you neglect to be mad at the rest of your life. You just make sure this is perfect. I mean, you don't take on no other gods, is what I'm saying. But this is 100% with Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua.
That's right. That's right. And he knows if you have stepped in. Mm-hmm. He knows. That's why we read earlier in Sirach 23 and 19, saying the Most High knows because the angels is watching. It's 10,000 times brighter than the sun, because he's paying attention by way of his angels. Let's put it this way: angels are snitching. They straight up snitching. You know what I'm saying? A righteous snitch, though.
Righteous.
You know what I'm saying?
Not like and backward ass niggas in the street think about snitching.
But here's the thing about the whole situation when it comes to snitching, right? Snitching came from what? A nigga from the hood doing dirt and people knowing about it, and they tell it. They tell it, well, what this dude doing? shooting up the block, selling drugs, they doing all this stuff. You know what I'm saying? Killing the neighborhood. You're the destruction of the communities.
Yep.
Communities' downfall and stuff came because people were too afraid to tell the law enforcement who was doing what, was doing this or doing that. Now I don't advocate snitching because I mind my own business. We don't deal with it. You know what I'm saying?
Drug dealing is wrong also.
But it's all wrong, man. It's all based on wickedness.
Yep.
It's all based on wickedness, bro.
That hadn't been said in a while. Drug dealing is wrong.
It is. just because your Instagram model, and then these dingy little bras nowadays want a street dude, they want a thug dude or whatever.
Worshiping
that's
money.
The downfall. That's one of the downfalls of our nation, straight up. Yeah. Because men aren't being men; they're being what the so-called white man wants you to be. Yeah. Help destroy the black community. Help destroy the Latino community. Yeah. This is. I'm just calling it like it is. And the funny thing about it is, these drug dealers, these thug dudes, they know they are. They know they are. Mm-hmm. That's why they do stuff throughout the neighborhood to try to give back through the neighborhood. They have they give out gifts and turkeys and stuff like that. They do that stuff to because it's to help ease their own conscience, because they know they play a major part in the destruction of the communities. Yeah. The inner urban areas in the hoods and the ghettos and the projects. You guys are helping destroying that.
I'm just gonna say, let's make sure we get the real criminals, spiritual criminals out there. Them church houses, man.
Oh yeah.
Them churches, man.
That's the two serving, bro. You got the thug dudes that's selling the drugs on the corners. Yep. They're selling they selling the pharmacy was the Esau
version of it, right?
Right. But right. That's their 24-hour Walgreens right there. Yep. Dude serving drugs on the corner. Then you got the wolf at the pulpit. You got a damn pastor who's serving you lives in the church houses. Mm-hmm. So that's two ways of the destruction of the communities of you Israelites. Yep. They're serving you what? That you get this. We got something to get you addicted over here physically. We got your spiritual addiction over here.
Basically, these other nations got y'all sprung.
Yep.
And these other nations, guys, got y'all sprung. And it's and it's not for a real reason, man. It's for no reason.
You know what I'm
because
saying?
you don't accept the responsibility of your own culture, man.
Right.
You got to really clean yourself up in this thing.
Yep.
Okay. So in a whole lot of ways.
Now back to the point I was trying to make, man. Like the angels are telling the Most High on you things that you're doing. That goes for all of us. Mm-hmm. We're all under the scope. They're watching, they're seeing everything we're doing, and they just giving a report.
They're watching us more.
They watching. They be truthful. They watching us more.
Those that are called watch more.
Yeah, they watch more. But at the same time, they giving the good reports too.
Right.
They giving the good reports, and 2/3 of our nation ain't got nothing good to be reported.
The reports of truth.
Yep. Like he's, he was he at camp? Yeah, he was at camp. Mm-hmm. Is he doing? Is his hands on the plow?
Yep.
Or did he check out?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like we all fall short. We all sin. We all make mistakes, but we repent and we continue to keep our hands on the plow, pushing. Trying to serve Yahweh Shem Yahushua.
That's right.
And like I was mentioning before about you street, like if I see somebody do something, man, that ain't none of my business. And we're not supposed to snitch. Like, let me clear that up. Matter of fact, get what is it? 1 Corinthians 6:1, if I'm not mistaken, real quick. Because our neighborhood, see, we didn't have this back in the ancient biblical times. You had men of the men of our nation would patrol in the communities. Mm-hmm. King David had mighty men that would stop other nations from invading coming into our villages and in our town. You got it?
Yeah, you want right at the top?
I think it's 6:1. Bring it up the top.
Yep, it says 1 Corinthians chapter 6, verse 1. Are any of you having a matter against another?
So if a man has we talking about Israelite man has a problem with another Israelite man, go ahead.
Mm-hmm. It says, go to the law before the unjust, and not before the saints.
Right. So you ain't supposed to be calling Esau to try to deal with that. That's your brother. You're supposed to deal like men, and then the way it's supposed to be done is you deal with the high priest, the apostles and the elders. So that's how we deal in our brotherhood. This is exactly how we deal. There's an issue. You go to that man and him alone, written as the law that Yahweh Shai said in Matthew 18. And if that brother don't hearken, then you bring another brother, mediate two or three other brothers, and then if not, bring him before the whole congregation.
Make the judgment.
Exactly. That's how we're supposed to deal. We don't. Man, this brother ain't did that. Man, oh, bro, I'm gonna get a lawyer. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, I'm gonna call.
But that's how our people get down, though.
Yeah, but
we see y'all snitching on First 48.
Right.
We see y'all snitching on First 48, man.
Well, that's all. That's how Esau get you. Esau arrest both of y'all, put you on 2 separate rooms. They got that from who? They got that from King Solomon.
And you wonder. But the point is, you wonder why you're destroyed when you take on the ways of the heathen and not on the ways of Yahweh.
Yeah, but that's what the Esau do. He'll put y'all in 2 separate rooms and let y'all snitch on each other. And he, like I said, he got that from King Solomon. When King Solomon made the judgment, with the 2 women.
Yep, that want to eat the baby and boil the baby and all that.
No, it's the one that slept on her. She
the one that overlaid the baby. That's
and
right.
then she switched the kid.
Overlaid the baby.
They brought the matter to King Solomon.
And he said, cut the baby in half.
Yeah. And then the one who was really the mother was like, no, let her have it. That's how he knew.
Yeah,
she was not. The other one was like, well, they cut him in half. Like she was ready because it wasn't her baby because her real baby was dead already. You know, that's how you
people.
do.
That's our people.
Put them in 2 separate rooms and let them get their sides of the story, and then come and make a judgment. That's what Esau do.
He learned. Yeah, he's wiser than Daniel.
We done with, on the First Corinthians. Let's get back to we finished up in Jeremiah, right?
Just that first verse, right?
We read the second. You read the second.
No.
Go ahead.
Jeremiah 2:2 it says, "Lift up thine eyes unto the high places."
No, Slakia. That
wasn't the one. Yeah, I thought that's what I said.
6:1 was the point. Now let's go back and finish up Tobit. Because when you read deeper into it, because we're not trying to advocate in this lesson that you can't be with a woman of another nation. It's not has nothing to do with that. But in the back during those days, the best thing for our people to do is to not mix with the other nations because they were changing the hearts of the men, and the children were being victims of being brought up into idol worship from birth. You know, they were mixing the seed, and that was the gateway to spiritual fornication. Our people worshiping strange women, other gods, because they were linked to women of other nations, and those women had gods that they were raised up to worship.
Yep.
So the best thing to do is to not even mingle or mix with them, to keep the pure line. Keep the married women of your... Matter of fact, it's going to go in there. You got it?
Yeah. So it says, verse 13, it says, this is Tobit chapter 4, verse 13. "Now therefore, my son, love thy brethren, and despise not thy heart thy brethren."
No, go back to 12.
Read 12 the rest of 12.
12, yeah.
It says, "Beware of all whoredom, my son, and chiefly take a wife of the seed of thy fathers, and take not a strange woman to wife, which is not of thy father's tribe. For we are the children of the prophets Noah, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Remember, my son, that our fathers from the beginning, even that they all married wives of their own kindred, and were blessed in their children, and their seed shall inherit the land."
Right. They were blessed in their children. Why? Because their children were brought up under our customs, following our laws, statutes, and commandments, praying and worshiping our true power in the true name. They weren't having to worry about them being have to battle the wife she's over there. She they went out and they went fishing, and she don't want to throw the catfish back because the catfish is big. When the man, one of the men of the Lord or the prophets, Abraham, Noah, those men wouldn't have been like, "Man, throw that catfish back. It ain't got scales and fins. Throw that back. We're not eating that." He wouldn't have to have that discussion with her because she would be on the same one accord with him. So the next scripture, let's get into let's go to Judges 2:1.
You want me to finish that?
No, that's that
was it. Judges?
Yeah.
Yeah, 2:1, right?
Because our people are like the influences of the nation of Israel. We're the most influential people but we are the most people that's influenced by other shit. So our people will follow under these other nations, even though we were told. It got to the point where the Most High, in Jeremiah 17:4, says you're going to discontinue from your heritage. Because our people were worshiping other gods. They were sinning. They were giving fake sacrifices to be their repentance for the sins that they were committing. Because they were committing what? They were breaking all these laws, statutes, commandments. Primarily, idol worship. Go ahead.
2:1.
Yeah, I believe it's 2:1.
In Judges 2:1, it says, "And an angel of the Lord Yahweh came up from Gilgal to Bochim, and said, I made you to go out of Egypt, and I have brought you unto the land which I swear unto your fathers. And I said, I will never break my covenant with you."
So the Most High did this all for the nation of Israel, which we didn't deserve it. We never deserved it. Even this upcoming new deliverance, which will be greater than the deliverance in Egypt, we still not worthy. Because we still go off. It's just the Most High